this chapter about the first African American president, Barack Obama, really amazed me because the fact that things I have learned reading this chapter is just kind of refers what's going on today, especially the election this past couple years ago. Before I get to that, I'm gonna discuss the chapter what the chapter was about. Of course, it's about first first African American president we have witnessed through our time where history was made. His name is Barack Obama, of course, which everyone should know. If not, yeah, if not, just do your research and learn more about him. Great person, good president. He did great 2 terms. And that's about it. Now, before all that, before he became president, there's some things that was going on that I didn't know about that I've learned that amazed me. Like I said in the beginning, like first of all, Barack Obama using the media to help his campaign during the time, and second of all, the time where the news media did help him become president, as far as calling him the Messiah from Washington Post on page 235 in the book, and then down to like a few paragraphs down, Oprah Winfrey, the talk show host, called him the one. I think where she did her speech at the state of Iowa, 92% Caucasian people. So, and then I say then the downfall of the news media with Barack Obama is the fact that the situation with Jeremiah Wright, his reverend, I don't know if he still goes to that church or not, but the downfall was Reverend Jeremiah Wright, which I definitely remember, and I think they talked about probably for like almost 2 weeks straight, is him just going, is a rant about just disrespecting the United States of America. He basically called the USA the USKK of A. Basically, the Ku Klux Klan runs the country, or basically affiliated with the Ku Klux Klan, if I was to be sadly mistaken. And which that took a big controversial to Barack's campaign, which the Barack did handle very well, where he discussed about, this is, as African Americans, we just talk about it, in the barbershops, in our own home, at a dinner table, what we go through as a people in this country. So that's what Jeremiah Wright was referring to. Sound pretty, racist, but he was just spitting out things where, this is what we go through as African Americans in this country, as black people. And it took a very foul way, and I think Jeremiah Wright took a lot of heat from it, and I think Barack did not really go to that church when people were just like, I don't know why he would go. I don't know why he would go to a church like that. A person just disrespecting the country and he lives in it. Like, it doesn't make sense at all. But Barack handled it very well with the speech he did, and I said some of the speech earlier in the subject, and the news media was very excited about it, which went very well. Now I'm gonna get to John McCain's situation. John McCain ran ran for the Republican Party, but the problem was he was about 71 years old. He was too old to run for president, so people wasn't sure to elect him as president because people wasn't sure if we want an old president where he may not make the 4 years. He might not make 4 years as president. So that was like a bit little sketchy, a little concern for for his campaign run, where he had nicknames like John McOutta Love, McOutta Time, John McOld, John McShane. And they was just dogging this man, and he was a war hero, of course, too. I definitely remember that his watching his convention speech at the time, and yeah, and the thing is too about Barack Obama, what helped boost his campaign run to to become president. He kind of targeted the younger generation. So at the time, before Facebook, Snapchat, Twitter, all that social media, we had MySpace, and Facebook was on the rise. But Facebook was more, as a business aspect for people, trying to run their business and communicate through, their bosses and managers. Sorry, we were off subject about it, but Barack Obama used his phone like text messages, or mostly text messages, because at that time people was just texting. So he texted announcing his vice president Joe Biden, and that helped him out as well. And the other downfall too, and man, yeah, another downfall too is his lack of his lack of ability to become president, because he was only he was only a senate for like 6 years in the state of Illinois. He was a governor, of course, in 2004 through 2008 or 2007, about 2 years or so like that. And so people was unsure about his job as president because of like not much experience in the office. But he broke the barriers as far as race, and he broke the barriers as far as experience, because even though he didn't, he handled it very well to a point like, yo, this man does have experience, even though this man does have experience, even though the truth is he doesn't really have that much. But he could, and he did a very good job as far as the two terms. And also, I compared his campaign situation to Donald Trump's election in 2016, where we're going to witness the first woman president, versus a businessman becoming president. And he used Twitter and all of that to to catch a younger audience like myself, the millennials, and the Generation X. He did that part. But his downfall was he didn't have experience as president. So people were concerned about that. And another downfall is the way he say was out of line, and people didn't like it. So that was it. Hillary's situation, she had the experience. Her husband, Bill Clinton, was president, and she was the Senate of, and she was Secretary of State, or mistake me if I'm wrong, Secretary of State, works at the White House, so she's very familiar with the system of the how the office works, how to become president. So that was the advantage for her. Her downfall was the email scan, and also her basically becoming her as a woman, like them, because women are, I guess, emotional, like the emotions of a woman, and that kind of sucks, because like women has their rights too, as far as that. But people were sure for a woman president, because people didn't think that she would handle things that a man can handle. So it was basically like sexism, like around that, the masculine feminization area. So as far as that, it was a great chapter overall. I learned a lot. I loved reading it, and it was amazing that how the news media like basically hyped it up, really hyped it up, and that's all I got to say.